Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name's Garrett, and welcome to The Cage. We are back in Rage 2 on the Xbox One X. We snuck our way inside the Authority base, and getting ready to square off with General Cross himself. I'm sure this will go just swimmingly.
Closer, protege. Come closer. I am aching to crush you myself.
Hold on. You left all these goodies here, so I'm going to bring them with. I'm coming. How many health do I have? 4 of 6. Let's go ahead and make 2 more just in case. Hey, General.
What will you do now?
This time I will kill you.
Shoot you until you die.
I believe you are me. But you can do better.
Okay. Hold on here.
Is this your move or Prowley?
Took all my hands.
Stop the inevitable. That, the caress, ignorance, the futile battle. Those are the things I shall miss about mankind.
Get rid of those guys because they are the biggest pain here. That was your plan? Couple henchmen? Got it. Gotta shoot your face? Nope. I'm not panicking. I'm actually having a good time here. Especially when I can do this. Boom, boom. Goopy mess, goopy mess. Boom. Overdrive is just so much fun. I'll give it credit for that. Coming back. Oh, there we go. Just a few bolts to the head. Maybe not. There we go.
This is? I can cheat you of your revenge every time.
Nope.
What? What have you done?
Don't ask. It's science. Wielded by a pointless protege.
The nanotrivirus. To think Dr. Kvasir sent you to administer it, knowing that it would surely kill you too. So, we journey to the afterlife together. Pointless protege.
Stay with me, Walker. I'm coming. Come on, stay with me here, Walker. Keep breathing. Breathe.
Walker? Walker! Fuck! I got you, sister.
Really? That's how it ends? You gotta be kidding me. No! Alright, guys, I guess that's Rage 2. Boy, I have to say, this game isn't bad. But it's not great. Let's talk about what I liked. First of all, the gunplay obviously is great. Overdrive is awesome. The soundtrack's pretty solid, and sound effects are really good. And I felt like there was an alright amount of baddies. And that's about where it ends. This game it just doesn't flow well, I guess. I feel like there's too little going on in too big of a world. At no point did I feel like I had to go do all those side quests. And at no point did they force me to, which is okay. But at no point did I feel like, man, I can't wait to go out to this new area and find all this cool stuff. I didn't get half the guns. I didn't unlock half the abilities. And I didn't need to. That final fight was done with a rocket launcher, basically. And that's it. It's a decent shooter game, but it didn't need to be open world. If they would have made this a linear shooter, kind of like a Doom, I think they would have had a much better time with it. The reviews would have been a lot more solid on it, because honestly, the driving in this game isn't worthwhile. The few times that you do things on the road in your car, like shooting down convoys and stuff, is lackluster. And there's too few actual teleport points, like fast travels. So you stay in that little triangle, and that's it. You can't even fast travel back to your original base. That kind of stuff doesn't make sense to me. Is the game bad? No, I don't think it's bad by all means. But that doesn't mean that it's good. It's somewhere in between, because the unfortunate thing is this has no staying power. Nobody's going to remember this game. None of the characters have that staying power. Really had much of a personality to them. And that's okay to a certain point, but there was also no POW effects, I guess. So, like, and I even made the comment, when we did our first derby race, I was like, man, we're going to have to race a couple times, but we didn't, and it was quite lackluster racing. We raced once, and then they kind of just put you back outside. They go, okay, that's it. Same thing with the murderer game. Like, you went through a couple rounds and like, all right, you're done. You're a master now. You're famous. And I'm just like, really? That's it? Just like the missions for each of the main 3 faction guys. Like, getting to level 5, you got the level 5 almost within a few runs. Most of them I had to level 5 prior to even getting to the final doctor. And that doesn't make sense to me on why have a world this big if you're only requiring people to get to level 5. And again, I didn't unlock half the weapons, but I didn't feel like I needed to. Progression in the game when it came to fighting, I thought worked well. No arguments there. There was never a time that I went to an area too soon or anything like that, and that's good. The world itself is actually kind of nice because you have these pockets of greenery and the forest, the jungle areas, and then the sand areas and old basins and things like that. And it all looked good, but there was so little going on between spots. It was just lackluster. It's not exciting to play through. Driving through it was just boring as heck. And that's a problem because open world games can go one of 2 ways. One way is you have to have things going on around you, exciting enough for you to go do them. Or B, you run into this situation where you're just trying to get from point A to point B, and if you're lucky, you might stop at a spot along the way, but half the time I didn't even have any spots along the way. So it almost like the world needed to be smaller or it didn't need to be open world. Because, yeah, the driving was not good, in my opinion. The Phoenix was the only vehicle I really used because all the rest of them just didn't have the NOS power that I wanted. And then that ending, not only was that, I'm sure there's going to be some kind of scene after here. Maybe. I don't know. The ending was just so lackluster of killing General Cross that it didn't feel necessary. Like, it was just boom, 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 done. I'm very confused by that. Oh, the upgrade system. I thought the upgrade system was all right. Though you become just a murder machine at some point, which is no arguments from my point of view. That was great. Jumping around and shooting guys was so satisfying. But the upgrade system, you got to the point that you're like, whatever, I'll buy whatever because I'm just going to keep going. So I like the first Rage, and that's what upsets me a bit. But looking back on it now, like, yeah, that's about how I felt after playing it. I was like, yeah, it's good. It's okay. It's playable. It's short. The story is meh. The characters are meh. But if you want a good shooter game, this is like taking Doom and Mad Max and making a game out of that. Which on the surface, you're like, oh, that sounds really cool. But then you get this kind of open world, interesting in some parts, but other things not so much. So let's see if there's anything at the end here.
See? I told you she would be fine. A little nanotrite reprogramming cocktail was all that was needed.
I say you got lucky.
But if I can save Walker from Doom, then perhaps someone can save Cross from doom too. You need me still. Thanks, let's go.
Ah, you're back. Ranger strong and good to go. You know, that dagger worked like a charm. No more cross clones to worry about. That we know of. Shame we almost lost you in the process.
Fossier gambled with your life. The serum you used to kill Cross could have been the death of you too. But he was able to reverse the process once Lily brought you in.
And lucky for him. Lily was about to blow his precious brains out there and then. When you come to, there's gonna be plenty of work for the Vineland Ranger yet. But for now, you just rest your bones.
Walker, don't try to talk. I'll be here for you. When you're ready, we got plenty of work to do, Ranger.
Just thought another thing I wanted to talk about real quick. The collectibles. While I don't mind collectibles, how they had them color coordinated until you bought the upgrade to actually find them made it almost impossible to find. You guys seen what happened to me. I eventually just went, meh, whatever, don't care. And I went on with my business. Once I got the upgrade, I actually used it because I could tell where things kind of were in the direction of. We did have a few glitches and like the whole going inside of our head thing, getting into the tank. And there was a few other times out and about that things just didn't look good or didn't function right. Lip syncing was off a little bit on some people. But the amount of side quests in this game really just kind of blah me. There's just everybody has quests for you and it feels like a busy-ass game. And that's okay for if this was like $30. But for $60, I just don't see the value in this. Is it worth playing? Sure. But not until it gets a price drop. Because until then, yeah, it's just meh. It's all right. It's okay is the best I can say. So on that note, I'm going to stop it here. And I hope to see everybody in another episode on another series. So thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you can, give the video a like. It does help us out quite a bit. Also, check out the channel because we have tons of videos going on over there. And until next time, you guys, stay frosty.
Great